Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Adobe Live. I'm your host, Katrina Torrijos. I'm the Adobe Express evangelist. And then I have Paul Trani here with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. Yeah, my name is Paul Trani, evangelist for Adobe as well, kind of focusing on design, a lot of the design tools. Why? Because I happen to be a designer and I love this stuff. So good luck trying to get rid of me, Adobe. It's not working out too well.
Amazing, amazing. Before we jump right into today's stream, we have a big announcement. If you're brand new here, if you've been in the chat for a while, you've probably heard this a bajillion times, but if you're brand new here, Adobe Express is out of beta. How
Sweet.
exciting is that?
I'm like, yeah, and we've been using it for a while, so we're like, yes, finally. And by the way, I feel like we've noticed like new features that they just kind of pushed in there that just like are little presents that have popped up.
Did anyone else notice that in the chat within like the last week or two? They just started like slowly adding in a little bit more leading up to today. And we're not done yet, y'all. Expect more within the coming months to Adobe Express. So if you're working in Adobe Express, like your program should already auto update, all the changes should be there, all your files. No, you don't have to switch between the previous version or the new version. But if you're brand new to Adobe Express, you can get here by going to adobe.com/express. It'll take you to this page. You can just click Get Adobe Express for free. And yes, it is completely free to get started. But if you are already a Creative Cloud user, Adobe Express already comes free with your membership. Paul, do you want to talk about what that entails?
Yeah, you get everything. So essentially, like if you're already using Photoshop and Illustrator, you can literally go to Express, like it says here, and get started just by clicking that button. But what's cool is like the number of I like the Adobe stock integration, just talking about one thing, because it automatically licenses that stuff, like video and audio and images, which we didn't even get into audio, but it's just the licensing. I don't think about there's no longer friction there, which is nice.
Love that.
So even premium assets, because you'll search there and you'll get that little crown. That means you get that because you're a Creative Cloud member. There's a free membership, right?
Yes.
So like a free version that gives you.
And the premium is only $9.99 per month, but you could also do a free trial, a 30-day free trial if you want to try out Adobe Express.
Into it.
Yes.
So, and that's probably where I'll start. Is in Express, if that's cool with you guys. And we know the title of the session is Adobe Firefly's Generative AI Cross Creative Cloud. So we have that in Express, but we also go to firefly.adobe.com, and this is Firefly. So sorry about once I'm showing the login, right? So you
Don't
know
do that.
You know that process. You do have to log in, and that's why I thought I'd show that. And sorry about that.
It's a very
it is all...
Yeah, but as Paul said, Adobe Firefly is directly integrated in Adobe Express already. So if we can hop over to my screen, on the home page right off the bat, you can see that there's the text-to-image generation right here. You can type in a prompt, and then we also have the text effects as well. So if we just click on one of these, it'll open up in the editor as so, and then you can continue refining your prompt or anything like that. And just like on the Firefly website, there's the content type, so you can make it a photo, a graphic, or an art piece, or you can even add in styles like synthwave, digital art. Oh, I'm checking all of it. I don't know what I'm gonna get. And then you get 4 generations down here that you can integrate into your project. So if we hit generate, let's just see what happens. I'm scared. What prompt is this? I kind of just clicked on an image.
I love that.
It says
that's super cool.
Yeah, it just says a small steampunk mechanical heart in a display case in a museum gallery. So specific. So whatever you're thinking about, no matter how wild your prompts are, Adobe Firefly will be able, or try to, bring your vision to life. So let's just look at a couple of these. These are crazy detailed.
They look really good.
Look at this.
Oh, I like that. That's so cool.
Of course. So yeah, if you have not tried Adobe Firefly yet in Adobe Express, definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
And let us know your results.
Into it. Lee is asking about Firefly. Is it out of beta? Currently not, no. But we are working on that, just FYI. What is out of beta, of course, is Express. But we can switch back to my screen just so we're all aware. And just to confirm that, right over here, Adobe Firefly, currently in beta, but just go to firefly.adobe.com. And you could do that similar type of thing where it's a text to image, right? We could jump in, select one of those prompts, or type in whatever we want. So right here, this is an ultra-realistic image of a squirrel in a post-apocalyptic city ruins, right? So we could do, I mean, why so morbid? Like,
I know.
Post-apocalyptic, like, I don't know, let's just...
Yeah.
You know, let's not be so nihilist about it. It's like, you know, future's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Like, let's be a happy little puppy. Like, this is more along the lines of what I want.
Wow.
Happy little puppy.
So happy.
Oh,
mood.
like, this is scary. Oh, that's so scary. Okay, let's move on to the happy.
Don't look too hard, y'all.
Yeah, this is the one we like. But this is what I would do in Firefly. Like, oh, I love this. Like, look at this. Love this result. So we could flag that. Right over here, we can say, you know, show similar, for instance, right? Show me similar ones to this one.
Yeah.
And it will load those up. So you can kind of riff on your favorites to get what you want. That's what's happening now. Still happy little puppy. I also want to change the color to this.
Okay.
Because this is, again, it's too dark.
Yeah.
So just so you know, like this is the project I'm working on. So we take a step back. We are doing classic novels the last hour, right? So we went through sort of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. We saw that, and now we're going to focus on sort of our next novel, which is going to be Animal Farm, which I know is also kind of, you know, could be perceived as a little bit dark, but also I think it'll be fun to add some, you know, human characteristics to animals. Kind of that's the idea. And so, again, I could start out in Photoshop, but I could also use, say, Firefly to help me kind of brainstorm. And by the way, can we just take a second to admire that font?
Yeah.
Let's look at this font. It's a lot going on.
That font
But I mean,
amazing.
like, can we just talk about this font for a bit? Or just admire it?
Let's just sit here in silence a moment for the font.
Slow clap. Font. So good. It's called Brand. I don't know if it's an Adobe font. It may or may not be. Yeah, it's just a font I've had, but it's called Brand. And you can always get more Adobe fonts, so it's like a ton out there. But I liked that this had those little additional ligatures right in here, so we could select this A. Should be able to. The M and the A. Glyphs. My glyphs panel. You could toggle the glyphs on and off in Photoshop, FYI. But these are a lot of those sort of glyph lockups right down here. So you have MA right there. So I could always delete that, say MA, and now we have that. So, but again, I just like this. I like this this font. And so we're going to make a couple of these. We have Animal Farm. Let's go back over here. What do we want? We might want to go off of this one. We could download that asset.
Yeah.
Right? We can riff off of it because it does need, I need to change the lighting. It's a little too dark.
Wait, I have a couple questions for you.
Tell
before
me.
you go. First of all, dark mode on Firefly? Or is this your browser?
Yeah, it's my browser.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Sorry.
say, hold on.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. How did you do that?
Yeah. It's probably, I think, taking my system as well. I'm sorry, it might throw people off. Maybe. I apologize. But
No worries.
you know what? We're
And then
good.
second question, earlier you said that when going through other images it said show similar, right?
Yes.
So I also noticed that there's like the thumbs up and thumbs down. Is there some sort of like importance to that? Why people should
for sure
point that out?
Like, if you get bad results, like, let us know. Don't just, I think some people like complain about it. I'm like, that doesn't do anybody good. Maybe it's good therapy for you, but like, let us know if you're not happy with the results.
Yes.
Unrealistic, and also, so that's what this voting is all about. Like, let us know if it's good, and let us know if it's bad. And here you can give feedback, and this is where it comes in really important. You know, sort of offensive content, like just any issues that you see come through, make us aware. I just see a lot of people complaining on Twitter, and I'm like, well, did you let the team know that that's a bad result? Like, let us know. And we could also elevate things too as well. So like let us know through social media, but a lot of people just like to put companies on blast, and I don't know if that's, I don't know how helpful that is, but this is where it gets to be helpful.
It makes us sad.
I know, this is making me sad. This post up like in a
City. It's the city ruins.
Yeah, let's do in a forest field. By the way, it doesn't even have to make sense. Field, trees, bright sunny day, right? Generate. So off to the side as well, I'm just going to jump into some of the coloring and things that you can do as well. So you do have a lot of this is styling. So here's hyper realistic. That's a case where like you don't really have to type in ultra realistic, but you can use hyper realistic. I'm going to change this to photo as well because I want this to be photo realistic. And then we can just kind of go on and on down the lines like bokeh effect, things like that. But it's fun that you just get to go in and
puppies.
Now we're freaking getting adorable. How's that from cuteness in your face?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Stop talking.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Stop.
I love it. I love it. And then also on Behance, Robert said submitted a prompt in Swedish. So that's another good point. Is that Adobe Firefly takes multiple languages now.
Yeah.
So whatever your native language is, you can type in a prompt in your language, and then it will be able to generate results for you.
Yeah. And so Showtime Designs, Adobe Firefly is our family of generative AI sort of tools, if you will. And we're just covering one of them, by the way. So this is one reason I like going to the Firefly website. A lot of this stuff is built into Express, which is awesome. But come here because you could see like all the stuff that we're currently working on or in exploration mode right here, which is kind of cool.
Very cool. And it's not just Express too, like Photoshop, right? Also has one.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
Illustrator, I think.
Yes, for sure. And we can talk about all this. There's so much to do, and never enough time. But what I'm doing is I'm downloading these. I can edit these, so I did do like show similar, right? We saw that. We could say use this as a reference image, where I can start to dial this in and say, you know what, we want to change the prompt, right? So we can gear this more toward the prompt. So it still has that pig in there. Like, what if we do change this to a lamb, for instance, in a barn?
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah. So, and we'll see what we get because it's like, I changed this to lamb. I like changed those options. This is the slider, and honestly, it just takes some like getting used to, like how much you can control that. But so the idea is it kept this sort of layout design, if you will, from the reference image and kind of applied it to this new prompt is what's happening there. And I'm into it right here. So we'll just download that as well. So we're building out some base images, some base content, and then we'll composite this together. I'd probably use Photoshop to kind of bring all this stuff together. But to your point of using Express, look, we could steal this. Let's steal this.
The prompt.
Go and text to image. We're stealing the prompt.
The prompt.
Paste it in there. Generate. So one process is downloading those images and then using them in something like Photoshop.
Okay.
And then the other process is just doing it all directly in Express. So those are the two different ways of doing this. So here I am in Photoshop with some of these assets. Give me 1 second. Save. Let's get to work.
So you're saying that you would use Firefly to help you create bits and pieces for
I
something
would.
and then put it into Photoshop?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm almost like, help me, maybe in this case kind of brainstorm some things, or I need some elements, and everybody uses it differently. I think Chris is here. There's people that just use AI and they do all of their compositing and everything within Firefly. Because I could literally come in here saying ultra realistic of a lamb, a dog, a cow, what other? A chicken.
It's a lot of animals.
I know. So this is what I wouldn't do because it's all one flat image and I don't have that level of control that I want. So what I would do is just start downloading the things I need. In fact, this is a case where like, this is like floating
It happens.
Yeah.
It tries. An
This
attempt
is like
was made.
poor and this happens, but this is the point of all of this. This is in beta, floating head, not what I wanted. Not until. Anyways, but so we get some weird. But again, like I'm not doing all my compositing in here.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, look, we still had this as a reference image. So I would still like remove that, undo this stuff. I would just do, this is what I would do. Ultra realistic image of a chicken on a neutral gray background. That's what I'm doing. That's what I would use it to generate the assets. And then I would start doing some of the compositing. But we could also do this in Photoshop, which is fun. So, and maybe Katrina, like what you would do from your perspective as an Express Pro is, maybe you just do it all in here, right? Because this is already as one layer. Hey, you want to add text? Throw that in there. And there we have like Animal Farm. So I'll kind of work on 2 projects simultaneously. Just to show you the variety of what you can do. So in this case, again, adding this text in.
Yeah, no, this is great. Yeah, you use Firefly in a completely different way to do your compositions. And then as for me, like I mostly do a lot of social media posts or like flyers or things like that, where sometimes I say this all the time, but I use it to generate backgrounds and gradients for me. So I just put in custom colors if it doesn't exist in Adobe Stock, and then it'll be able to generate some fun, funky gradients or even patterns as well. So that's like another way to use it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like how this is going.
Yeah, so this is, kind of torn on the fonts. But it's like a start. I like how you can just select multiple things. I'll just add a shadow for both of these at the same time, just to, and kind of resize stuff like that. So now we have like, this is what I would do with this. So we take this. I'm going to take this layer, copy it, paste it. Right. So I have this separate layer.
Okay.
But then I would say remove background. Right. So I do this in Photoshop, but I don't necessarily need Photoshop. I just do remove background. It's still using all that, and I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, okay, good. That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, we did it.
Like, it did it. We're like, whew.
I don't know why we were surprised. Wait, hold on.
Wait. I don't know.
It's the anticipation.
What's nice is I could always go into like erase parts of it.
It got the one in the back.
Yeah, so I could just, sort of get rid of this one. I'm technically erasing it, but keep in mind there's already that layer back there.
Oh yeah, I was about to say you're not doing anything.
Yeah. But like this is exactly what I wanted, because I wanted to just create this sort of depth with this type. There we go. Add your text. Go on and on. So we'll make a couple different versions. We'll work also in Photoshop too, and it'll just be fun.
Make this across all the apps.
Right.
In 40 minutes.
You got it right. I know. Gorge Orwell. There we go, just adding this in because I give credit where credit's due.
Yes.
Give me 1 second.
And has anyone in the chat read Animal Farm? Have you read Animal Farm?
I haven't. Sadly, there's a lot I have not read, and I kind of want to. I know the basics of it, but would love to hear.
Yeah, I also haven't gotten to read Animal Farm, but another class in my school did, and they had so many cool projects, and I was like, wow. I want to read this.
See, man.
So this is great.
Yeah, so this is kind of set up. I would do like iterations.
Okay.
So I have this one done, and this is a case where if we take a look, we have this one here, and I could duplicate it. So I just went out, duplicate this page, and now I can riff off of this design, right? So maybe maybe there's not that background, whatever. What I'd want to do, actually, this is what I would do. Let's take this, let's delete that, let's take this, let's blur it out, just to give it like some, it's kind of more my background than anything, but like this is where I'd probably try some like, you know, text effects, which is what I'm going to do next. So we'll just put this all on one text layer because I'm going to do this in one fell swoop.
Cool. Question from Stuart. Can Express export as layers, or better to separate elements in PD?
Because probably Photoshop in PD.
I read it as,
Photoshop?
I'm reading it as PDF, maybe?
Oh, PDF. Yeah, so, I mean, what I would do once I have this done, I would click download, change this to PDF, and that's going to give you your layers. But that's a perfect question because I knew that was going to come up.
Yeah.
And so we could download the PDF. I can open this up in Photoshop. I'm not going to get it's going to flatten everything. But the trick here is to, here's my PDF. Open this up in Illustrator. So in Illustrator, I'll have, it should give me on release clipping mask, like I have everything on layers, right? So that's one way to sort of download and get the stuff into Photoshop in layers. What do we want? Like, let us know, because quite frankly, what I want is I want download PSD or something, or open in, even better, open in Photoshop. Can I please have a right click or somewhere like open in Photoshop, like the whole thing, bring this into Photoshop. There's lots of things that I want. Like, I'd want to be able to maybe set this up, set up a PSD, and actually, I didn't even do that earlier. So many things I need to talk about. But like, I imported a PSD, and that's what this was earlier. If you guys are still hanging out with us from the first hour, this is our what was once a PSD that we animated and brought to life. This is the cool thing. This is your bonus content, which I'm so glad you guys are here, because right over here, we can turn this into a template. So that's kind of what I wanted to point out. It's like, why do I want to get it in like, do I want to reuse this? Do I want to save this as a template for me using later on? Just pointing out that feature, because that's one that people have asked for. And yeah, novel. You get the idea. Save it to where you want, and it will be there. So that's all. You know, going back to this, we're answering your questions, right? We have this now in Illustrator. I can kind of break this stuff out, by the way, like cut, paste, select everything, copy, go into Photoshop. Oh yeah. Paste as layers. So maintain those layers when you copy from Illustrator to Photoshop. That was once a PDF. So sometimes it'll say, hey, do you want to vectorize? Do you want to vector mask or rasterize it? Like, how do you want to like interpret this stuff? So it brought it in super small. I wasn't really paying attention to the size, but everything gets brought in. Like, here's all my layers, right? And it'll group them, but this is what I want. Everything's now in layers. It's a roundabout way to do things. Again, export from Express to PDF, PDF to Illustrator, Illustrator copy and paste into Photoshop.
Right.
And cute puppy is unaware that it's a post-apocalyptic intermission. Can we just look at cute puppies now?
Yeah, right.
Cute kitties. You should generate. You want to generate?
Me generate?
I mean, you don't have to, just kind of do it like there, and then if you come up with something cool, we could always switch to your screen.
Okay.
Because I'm looking for cute animals.
Okay. Oh,
now.
wait. Should I add to your Animal Farm poster then?
You could add to the Boba Bear folder, and I'll pull it in.
Okay, sounds good.
Does that work?
Let me just get a blank project. I don't want to expose my projects.
Yeah, feel free. I don't putting you on the spot and everything.
No worries.
So let's go back to where I was before. I'm like so ADD. Like, oh yeah. So this is like one thing I would need. Like, I'm just generating. Like, I need a chicken. So perfect. I have my chicken because I want to use it in my composite. And there it is. Like, we'll download it. But I don't even need to download everything. I can copy to clipboard. But again, that is in Firefly, and then I go into Photoshop, the project that I was working on. Right here it is. You know, paste. There it is. And then I'll just do, I love this new contextual bar where I can just say, hey, remove background. Click, just removes the background. So this is where I'm going to just kind of start bringing in some of these elements into my composite. Oh, not that one, but this one. You know.
I love that. And yeah, that answered then someone's question asking if you can remove your background.
Yeah, it's like easy to do in Express, but sometimes I want like more control. And that's what Photoshop gives me, especially for this, like, you know, this is a case where I'm going to do remove background. It actually did a really good job. Like, you know, well, like did all of that.
Insane. Look at the hair or fur.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Still jump in and use my refine edge brush, just kind of like right here or wherever, if it doesn't get it all. But this is sort of the level of control. So you have Express for like quickly knocking out things, boom, 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 social media, done, like animal form, done. Oh, we want the precision of Photoshop or Illustrator to make the poster for the event or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Like right here, just trying to, I don't know why my brush disappears when I'm in this mode. But anyway.
You have like 50 tabs open, that's why.
I have too much going on. You're right.
We have another question. Can I have a photo of a shirt and have Firefly create a realistic image of a person wearing the shirt? Like, I tried, but since the original photo doesn't have like the image of the person, the shirt just doesn't look good. Could there be a solution for that of someone wearing a shirt? Yeah,
person wearing it. You can have a photo of a shirt and have the Firefly create a realistic image of a person wearing that shirt. What I would try out, and I don't know if this is categorized as an AI Firefly thing, but you're essentially making a mock-up, and there's a new mock-up feature in Illustrator. So that's what I would use. Go out and find your image. You know, go to Adobe Stock, select free, download person wearing a t-shirt, and then there's the Illustrator beta has this mock-up feature. So that's what I would use. Hopefully that's enough for you to go off of. But that's not in Illustrator yet, the full version, but it's like coming soon. So great question.
Yes.
And we got you covered with cool things. You're talking next level stuff, very practical, and I love it. Again, I'm just trying to trim it up. I'll do this. Shift the edge of this bird. Look at this bird. Boom. But this is the thing about this, by the way, like when it comes to, you know, Firefly, I'm generating things that I honestly can find on Adobe Stock. So there's nothing crazy unique about this. What would be interesting about this, because what's happening in sort of Animal Farm, they're actually like people, right? So they have people characteristics. So we would take a image of a pig wearing a top hat, right? So that's what we want. We want something unique. That's why I'd use Firefly. Otherwise, just use Adobe Stock and find the picture of a pig, right? So, but in this case, top hat. Sometimes I'll have this going in multiple browser windows sometimes. Ooh, like here we go, iguana, right? Perfect case.
Wow.
Iguana having a great fashion sense. Like
I love that. I love how kind of vague the prompt is, and then Firefly kind of was just like, you know.
I know. Like
this is how I interpret it.
You're right. You wouldn't think computers, you'd use them to brainstorm or come up with creative solutions, but it's like, hey, I'm a computer. I have to return something, and you're challenging it, and you're always you're right. It's surprising. This is a case where if I want the full iguana, I would say iguana on a log or something like that. Give it the opportunity to kind of create the environment, and then we can use it that way. Having a great. I want to do with, but iguana really isn't in our Animal Farm situation. So we'd do a horse. having a great fashion sense. Well, let's see what happens. Hitting generate. How do you use the refine brush like that? You manually correct? Yeah, I'm not. Look at this. Look at this horse. I'm not sure what you mean. I would just double click on the. That's how you get into it. It's just by double clicking on the mask. That's how I have it set up. And then for this chicken, since I needed to choke it, if you will, choking the mask, I just shift the edge. So I'm shifting the edge in, and it will choke the edge everywhere around that particular thing. So anyways, I'm just using some of these capabilities to choke it.
It's a very aggressive word, Paul.
I know it is.
I
mean, that's what it's called, though. Like,
yeah.
You're just choking, beating it mercilessly into submission, these layers. So violent. Why am I so violent? I gotta calm down.
Paul, I'm cutting off on the coffee for the record.
I'm always like, I gotta calm down. Glug, glug, glug. More caffeine in the system. No, it doesn't. But again, we'll get some things going on. Shortcut keys. I use shortcut keys all the time for layer masks, for smart objects, turning them into smart objects. Otherwise, you're doing a right click and then selecting, convert to smart object. I just set up a bunch of short keys there. Ooh, let's do something fun. So this is what I was working on. Like, let's do some fun things. We're getting our horse. Horse in a field wearing a scarf. There we go. So we're generating assets using Adobe Firefly. There's our pig, right? So we're getting somewhere.
It's so cute.
Yeah, that kind of works out. And then I'll, again, bring these.
I'm going to put some stuff in the library.
I'm always downloading this stuff. What I will also do, since I'm downloading these assets, like here's the pig that I just downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take this, drag the whole file into Photoshop. Actually, let's see if I can move this over. Let's try this. Zip. There we go. Just dragged it into that file. The reason I would do that rather than a copy and paste, because it keeps the name of the layer, and the name of the layer is now the same name as the file. So now I have the prompt that created the image in my Photoshop file. So that just makes things easy sort of going forward. Right, we have our pig right here. Same thing for the pig. Let's remove the background. Convert that to smart object, pig. There's our animal farm.
Oh, I made a pig too.
Oh yeah, see there?
Pig.
Oh, that looks much real.
I put it in the library for you.
Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah, you knocked out the background and everything. And
also,
then
did you? Behance chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yes, I knocked out the background and everything. How I did this was I pretty much just typed in my prompt here, and then the content type and all that stuff. And these are actually the original photos. But I did the remove background tool, and then to get a transparent image on Adobe Express, a lot of people don't know this, or maybe do, I don't know, but you actually have to set the background to no fill. Then once you do that, you'll be able to download and you'll see transparent PNG. So for those of you who don't know, in the previous version of Express, you were just able to just do transparent, and whatever the background was, it just took it out. So just know that there's just that added step of selecting no fill. And yeah, I put the pig in the library. Is there?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've discovered this, but is there a quick way to put something like this in the library? You
had to download it, right?
Okay, is that the only way?
Download it and then drag it in the library. Okay. I agree. It's kind of a longer process, but I don't. Yeah. I would just like to drag it in there, to your point, right?
Yeah.
You just want to take it and drag it in.
Or like right click, add to library. That would be, love it. Manifesting it. Adding it to the list.
Add it to the list.
I have
wood.
Paper and pen. What other animals are in the farm? Chat, help us out here. Let's see. Let's catch up the chat. Da-da.
Why are you working on a square size for a book design? Can you resize it automatically to standard book sizes?
You can, yes.
Yeah, and good point, because like as I do want to be aware of resolution. If this is an actual print cover, I'm kind of just making some fun social posts. But we could show you that as I go into this one that I was working on, resize. So this is a case where like maybe I want to have a poster size that's 11 by 17 or flyer size.
Oh yeah.
So good call. I'll do a duplicate and resize. Sure, why not? So here's my new one at that larger size. But be mindful of that. I do wanted to point out, like, even as you search for content in photos, like you can have a wood barn farm farm and these are high res photos, by the way. And as a Creative Cloud member, this is what I was talking about with Crown. That's a premium image, so we could drop in there. And like you were saying earlier, it might look for the first couple seconds that it's low res,
but it's just
boom,
loading in.
and then it just snaps into place. And this is looking much better than what I had. And honestly, am I really going to use? Am I going to create a whole professional quality like book design? Like maybe I will. Like if you've written a novel and you want to do some on-demand publishing using like Amazon, for instance, like I might consider like making the cover in here. But also that might be a job for Illustrator or InDesign or Photoshop. Technically InDesign, if you're talking the pro quality print type of layout, I would probably everything would end up in InDesign.
Right.
So anywho, that
Versatile asks, are you in Firefly? Does Photoshop have text to image too?
Ooh. Oh,
Does
yeah.
it?
Heck,
You're
we're going to
Photoshop.
find out right now. It better. Yes, to answer your question, yes. And I'll show you. But first I need to kind of create a background, and then we'll get into generating things within this background.
Okay.
So don't mind me as there's the horse.
Oh my goodness.
I did a horse in a field wearing a scarf. So
It's a very pretty scarf.
that's one way to wear a scarf.
Let's see. Lee asked, would modifying these images give us access to use them commercially, considering Firefly isn't allowing it right now?
Yeah, so currently it's just available for personal use.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
so
kind of
Firefly is still in beta, so you're not able to use it for commercial projects yet.
Here we go. Maybe, yeah, we can use that. It's fine. So, like I'm going in like 1,000 different directions because I'm working on the.
That's okay.
I'm working on the I was like, okay, do the sort of wood barn,
like it.
worn wood is kind of what I was doing here. Taking that, downloading it. Yes, we can change the font to a couple other versions. We shouldn't be far away from like just give me a list of all the fonts. That's what I'd like. But even here, let's do something maybe more compact, so we can have it more of this wood.
Yeah.
Wood. What do we want? Wooden barn, farmhouse. Let's just try farmhouse.
Yeah, and although like we would love to see all the fonts on the list, not all fonts will look good with text effects.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
So
yeah. They're really saving you from yourself right here. Right?
Right. So yeah, definitely all of the fonts that are listed right here are probably some of the best fonts you could use to really have those text effects show through.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And really just a sans serif like what I'm doing here. It's big sort of sans serif is going to be perfect for this. What I do like is over here, like you have the ability to. It might not make a huge difference. Is this loose? Click. If you have something swirly, or in this case, we might have these wood panels that are sticking outside of, and I love this actually. This is pretty cool. That grass on top, but basically it has this loose fitting. So now we have that stuff, and I actually like this one more. Download. Yeah, let's do that. Now, Kylie's our boss. she is the classic book publisher.
Oh yeah,
CEO.
Our CEO.
Hi CEO. Sorry. Okay, we're making the CEO proud. I'm so thankful. But this is only downloading an image that's like, I don't know, 10. Let's actually. Why am I guessing? I could just open it up. So this is. 3700 by 1024.
Oh my goodness.
This might be a case where maybe what I would do if I really wanted higher res is just maybe you do it one word at a time instead of the whole phrase. But also know that the most popular request has to be, I know it is like higher res, right? What do we want out of all this stuff is like higher res. So on that note, this is why we need you. Join the Discord. Like this will tell you kind of like what features people are requesting. You request a feature. This is our one place to kind of consolidate a lot of this feedback to keep the conversation going, right? Sure, upvote, downvote stuff, but keep the conversation going. Let us know what you want, and that's where you request, hey, give me a high res version, because I agree. Mm-hmm. It's like you're making a book cover, but it's not high res, right? So again, this is I'm not using this for commercial use. That's why I'm just getting rid of that. So just calm down, people. No, it's fine. Paste that in.
Yes. We have a question from Behance. How can you check the placed image's resolution when you scale it on the poster design? Will they ever add crop marks for print projects?
That's a good question. I don't know if we're going to add crop marks to that degree. Like, it's not trying to replace the professional print publishing tools like InDesign. It might have some features like InDesign, but crop marks and that detailed stuff for you as a print professional, that's InDesign's job. So it's like, and that's the short answer, I guess. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like, it's only going to have so many features. Like, and again, I don't know. It could have everything someday, but we already have tools that do a lot of what you're asking for. But what I would like to see is download the InDesign file, like download this file as an InDesign file, for instance, and then I'll open it up into InDesign, and then I have all those professional tools. Download PSD, download Illustrator, or something like that, or some conversion. Like, what if you could imagine, like, yeah, well, I could do animation in Express, but could I would love to be able to download this as an After Effects file. How cool would that be?
That would be really cool.
I would just like, you could do these quick animations and you're like, okay, now take it to the next level, open it up in After Effects, and really start to fine tune things if you need to. Mm-hmm. Paula, it's only to play then. Yeah, you could. I hope all of this is play, because come on, we don't have real jobs.
Yeah.
Are these real jobs?
Totally.
This is all, what have we been doing? Playing.
Yes, exactly.
This is all playing. You got to be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is fun.
Yeah, and then Marsha on Behance also said that maybe if it's saved as a PDF, you can add crop marks in like Acrobat PDF.
Yeah.
So that's another way to do it too, in addition to InDesign.
Yeah, that is a good call. And I love how everybody's like thinking outside the box. Like, I love the harder questions.
Yeah.
And things that you guys want, because we're building this for you is the goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and although we're experts, Paul and I don't know everything, so I really appreciate if you have the answer in chat, feel free to help each other out.
Natural landscape. So I'm just generating my background now. I'm going to switch this to photo. Yeah, don't you want to like just like, isn't this fun? Like, we're just making fun stuff. Like, you know, maybe you have a book idea, like, or whatever. Just like create and see where it takes you. And the fact that we could just type in a phrase and get that, I could just easily do this in Express. It's like really, really fun. Okay, we want more. We definitely want more trees. So what do we want?
More
Forest,
trees.
Forest. More.
More trees. The prompt.
Forest. More trees. Exclamation point. Summer day. Trees. Natural landscape. Hills. With more trees.
Oh my gosh, we're just gonna get trees.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I just like how you could type in anything and you're like, go do it, Firefly. Go do it.
Will it work? We'll see.
Exactly. I don't really.
I am not the best prompt maker, so.
I'm like,
more
less
trees.
No, less.
Less trees.
I mean, less trees. For real this time. Just
Oh my goodness.
kidding. Yeah, let's not do that.
No, wait, try it. I'm curious.
Field. I feel like I need field.
Okay,
Can I
yeah.
add field?
Yeah,
Is
add
that
field.
okay? Field. More trees. Field. Jeez.
Loki, that's
It's
how my
not
prompts look,
dramatic.
too.
It's also not dramatic enough. Like I want to come over here and add dramatic lighting and things like that
Yeah.
because that's kind of what we're missing. Let's go vibrant color. I want a jungle with dramatic lighting, composition, wide angle.
Lee asked, can a dimension file be sent over to Express and be animated?
That would be cool. Well, the answer is
I'm-
no, but that would be cool.
No, right now it only right now it only takes Photoshop, Illustrator, and PDF files
Yeah.
and image files and video.
Natural hilly landscape. Is hilly even a word? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hills. Field kind of threw us open field mountains. By the way, I'm doing all this hard work. I would probably open up firefly.adobe.com and then I would start perusing these because these might already kind of get me part of the way there, you know, in here. And, you know, maybe I'll find something, maybe I won't. But even this, like, look at that. Like, whatever they used, you know, minus the house, it's pretty darn amazing. Look at this. That's cute. That's pretty adorable.
That is adorable.
Oh, man, okay. And what was the, you know, woods. That's probably
the word you're
probably-
missing.
Yeah, woods. Woods. Magical woods. So, anyways, generating stuff. You guys get the idea?
Yeah.
Cody Bears, today being recorded. Not only is today being, but you are being recorded, David.
Okay.
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 Through your webcam, we are tracking your eyes to see
Yeah.
what you're looking at on the screen to find out what you're interested in. David, is that a problem? No.
All right, Lavella asked, if not for commercial use, does that mean I cannot use Firefly in my Amazon book? Also, are premium photos for commercial use? So first question. If you're selling your book on Amazon, you cannot use Firefly right now.
Good.
Just any commercial use, you cannot use any Firefly generated assets. And then our premium photos available for commercial use. That one,
Premium photos available
like
for
premium Adobe stock.
Yeah, so you could literally go to like you could use go to Adobe stock.adobe.com and yes, like you sign up, you're gonna, and by the way, go here, switch to free because that's what I should be doing. Like go, you know, and I need forest landscape, something like that. D-scape. So forest landscape. But switch this to free, by the way. But like adhere, like this is what I should be doing. I actually just need more of like a realistic image. So trying to figure out what is good, what to use Firefly for versus what to use stock for. Like this might work. So I typically think if you want something more specific, you know, use Firefly. But we're getting some fun things in here.
Right.
You know, just I like the like, you know, it's a little too woodsy, but let's just go ahead and download it.
So these are able to use for commercial use.
Yeah, totally. So, and what you do is you click in, you're adhering to the standard license type. So you just read up on that, make sure you're all squared away on, you know, and it's usually like, yes, you can use it. You can't use it and then try to resell it. That's like one thing you can't do. But again, this is free. So you're just adhering to the standard license type, which is like you can't redistribute it typically. But yes, you can use it, and that's what I'm doing, licensing it. downloading it. And then we'll use that as our background.
Nice.
And there's that one. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Love it.
Copy. Paste that in the background. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Smart object. Shrink it down. Get to work.
Yes.
Get to work.
BCat asks, how come the AI on Express doesn't work on Firefox? Will this ever be supported on Firefox?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, this could also be a bug. I'm not too sure if that's a known issue, but if it is a known issue, you can definitely submit feedback on our Discord communities or Facebook as well. And then, yeah, I know for a fact, though, that Express works best on Chrome browsers.
Yeah.
Because I've heard from folks that sometimes buttons are missing or some features don't like load in as fast. So if you're running into issues and you're using a different browser, definitely try using Chrome.
Yeah, good call. And we do try to stick to major platforms. I'm kind of curious if, I'm curious as the benefits of like why you like Firefox, just genuinely. Like, is it if you're a big fan? And yeah, let's talk. So, anyways, I'm trying to kind of develop something cool here in Photoshop with this title. It'll probably go through lots of iterations. But I did want to kind of address that question that we had earlier about doing Gen AI in Photoshop. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. It's like, let's even just take a look at this background. We have this stuff. Let's take this guy. There's our little chicken. He's over here. Let's take a look at this real fast. Let me show you this real quick, because I did make this as a square size, right? So if we expand this out, to a book size or even just to a horizontal size, I'm just going to make this bigger. Right, so we expanded this out. It's like, okay, I got to try to fill all this in. So this is the hard part. It's like, okay, copy, paste, move this over, stretch it, doing all this.
I'm
like
getting a headache
work.
for you.
Yeah, it's just our life. What we have to do is like we got to try to find images, try to blend things in.
Yeah.
Or what we could do is like use this is brand new, is using that same crop tool up here at the top. We're going to change this to generative expand.
Oh.
And this is brand new as of, say, like 2 weeks ago. All right, so generative expand. Now we'll expand this out. And this uses that Firefly technology to analyze the photo and say, you know what, how can I fill this in? Like the same way we're making these pigs and all this stuff with hats. Like, just figure it out, Firefly.
Figure it out.
Go do your job. I mean, really, it's doing our job. It's fun because then I get to act. Oh, there we go. There we are.
Whoa.
There's that. Expand it out. It also opens up this properties panel. It gives you different versions. So these are going to change.
No way.
So first, second, third, 3 variations that we can work with. And now this is what I'm talking about, because now I can take that text. I have more I get to work with as I start to kind of play with this some more. But how nice is that generative expand? Even if I decide I want something over here, like let's just try this. Do a selection. Actually, no, let's do this. Let's just say I want a pond right here or something. So let's just select this bottom area. We'll use generative fill down here, and we'll say reflected water with ripples.
Ooh.
Let's just try this. Right? All I did is marquee. We only have 1 minute. But, that's the nice thing about this is this only takes like a minute to do, right? It does all the work as we sit back and drink more coffee.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
1 minute.
And if we go over, Paco cuts us off,
Yeah.
It's Firefly's fault. Oh, look
come
at
on
that.
Come
on.
Hoosier. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. Just made that reflection. And thank you. Thank you, Firefly.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I need to pick my jaw up from the floor. That was amazing.
I know. Like, Good thing we're sitting down.
I know, good thing we're sitting down, but y'all that are watching right now, keep sitting down because there is more after this stream. So we are streaming all day today on Adobe Live, but stay tuned for the next stream where we'll be talking about collaborating with Photoshop, Illustrator, and even more with Goldie Chan and Terry White.
Yay.
Thank y'all so much for watching.
Fun day. We'll see you back in a sec.
Bye.